Like Among Us. Among Us is so fucking stressful when you're a murderer. What happened to the days where you could just be a murderer and chill, you know? Yeah. I hadn't switched the games over. Now I have. Yeah. Yeah, and the controller still works. Beautiful. Okay, cool. I did update this a little bit as well. I put a few extra mods in. Not like... No mods that are changing graphics or anything like that, just quality of life mods. So, there was a wiki Enzimo sent me, so I applied most of those ones onto it. You've practiced some killer, I hate that stress. It really is stressful, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, okay. God, I hate
Okay.
These shoes especially, they suck so hard.
Your mum sucks so hard. Get him. Lies. Fizz activated God mode. No. Just bad boy skate mode. Woo. Oh, Jimmy. You're so funny. Can I do anything back here? Oh, what's that shit? Hang about. Itching powder. Alright, nice. The skating on this is pretty cool, man. If you do it from a high enough angle, you do a little grab trick and shit. Again, my main weirdness with it is, wait, where am I going? I've got used to, with like Skater in session, I've got used to playing with like the triggers and stuff, and using the analog sticks to do tricks. So now I'm finding my, oh yeah, shit, I've got school. We'll do the missions in a bit. We need to educate. I'm not actually. Oh, is this an entrance? Yeah, because of that, I'm so used to like jumping with analog sticks now. It's really weird holding B and using the analog stick to actually turn. Remember the hobo who lived behind the school? Yeah, we found the hobo last time. Yeah, we become good buddies with him. I got him some booze and shit. I'm trying. It's not a hat. I'm Albert Einstein. Just reincarnated. Exactly. We need to educate. I wanna get a degree in chemistry. Free. Man, I'm a rap genius. Fuck Kanye. Sure. Somehow I'm much better at chemistry than English or geography. Mainly because chemistry apparently is just tapping like this. If I knew this, I'd have taken more chemistry, man. Like, I had to do, like, standard chemistry and shit in school. But, like, I suppose I could have taken it up more in college, maybe? I didn't realise it'd be this easy, you know? I could have been a goddamn scientist. I could have rediscovered penicillin. Could you imagine that? Oh, also, I'm wearing the Albert Einstein mask, so if I had lost that, I'd have felt even worse. So I can now make itching powder as well. I've got loads of shit I can make. Saw the episode the other day. I wanna get epical. Dropping bananas and shit, man. Leave him alone, you piece of shit, motherfucking nerd. Ah! Oh my god, wait, he just got done for it. That's amazing. Oh! What's happening?
Save it for someone who cares.
Ooh.
Buddy, is this yours? I found it. They really are silly. Circus is in town. What's that on you? Looks like an old Kleenex or something.
Oh, I'm dizzy now. Hey, I'm back. How you doing, dude? Hang on, I just missed your actual comment. Let me have a butchers. I was saying that chemistry is a process of following instructions precisely makes some sense. Yeah, I guess so, actually. Have fun. See you in a couple hours. No worries, Bex. You enjoy your persona, dude. And yeah, I'll catch you for Stardew at... We're doing it at 8, aren't we? So actually in like 2 hours and 14 minutes. Yeah. Let me see Dundee Mifflin talk. I might put you in contention for a Dundee, my man. That hat is busted. Whoa. Hey, girl. Spicy curry was. Wait, is there something up here? They think I'm smart enough to be a tailor? Well, at least they thought that was me trying to be kinky rather than just beating them up. Alright.
I will be.
Whoa! Why? What's going on? What's happening?
Mom will be so disappointed.
I need to get to class. If you could... Oh, shit. Well, that's where I was going to go. Okay. I need to get to lessons. Please, please leave it. Oh, they're still doing this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. They're all on me, man. I'm going to hide in class. Whew. Fucking hell. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Okay. English 2. We passed English 1. It's English 2. We're pretty bad at English, as nearly as bad at English as geography. So I gotta say, you're really good at run away from bullies. Thanks, man. They're actually prefects, so... Hey, it's Slammer! How you doing, dude? It has indeed been a hot second. How have you been? Right, so... No, I want that one.
That's right.
Okay.
Good one.
Right, now it gets difficult.
Well done.
Will it allow me to say git? Because a git is a pregnant fish.
I don't think that's.
A git's a... It is! It's a pregnant fish, you piece of shit. Talking of.
Good show.
Oh, fig.
Keep it up. Good one.
Good, okay.
Good one.
I'm doing well. He keeps complimenting me. What about tiff? Getting a little tiff.
I'm afraid that's not
Maybe
English.
not. Wait, hang on. I'm going to pause it anytime I read chat on this because it's time. Are we supposed to help or no? I'm going to say yeah. Well, I'm doing it right at the moment, but feel free to as well, I guess. I mean, really good playing a lot of shit games and so on. How about you? Doing swell, man. Yeah, pretty much just the same. Playing lots of funny little games and that. Tiff is 2 Fs, that's fair. So then you can move stuff around as well. It's a crazy world. Okay, so, hit. There's one. Yeah, hit, yeah. Oh yeah, fist. Good shout. Good fist.
Good one.
Have I done fit yet?
Good one.
Gist? Isn't gist, J?
Good one.
Oh no, apparently not. Okay, cool. Good one, Kyle. Let's move them around a bit. Let's get a scan.
Well, I'll let this one slide, James, since I don't want to stifle your creative spirit.
Nice.
Good one.
Good one. Good one. I used to be an avid reader. I should be much better at this.
Good one.
Good old gift. Everyone likes a gift. Shit again. Shit girlfriend. Get him. Hits, maybe. Yeah, maybe actually that might be allowed. I'm not sure what they allow on that sort of front.
Good one.
They do. Good shit. Is there any other 3 letters that I could do that maybe they would allow?
Good one.
They allowed figs? Oh god. Okay, so I can actually do those. I've done hits already, haven't I? I can't do fits. I haven't done fits yet, I don't think.
Good one.
Oh yeah, fits, yeah, cool, hits. I think that's all. We've done all the 3-letter ones with S's. We got a 74 pass mark. I'm happy with that.
Try again, James. That has to be some sort of slang, yes? Try
Yes.
again, James. Try
Cool.
again, James. Well done, James. Well done indeed.
Well done, guys. Together we can learn English. I had done his already, I believe. You've earned the ability to give better shove taunts. Oh, that's nice.
I hate this. Now I have to hit you.
Get out of my way.
Look, I think I need to go change my shoes.
Oh yeah. Somehow it's a social bonus. Get rid of the would-be bullies by using shove taunts. Okay. I know, that's a great English lesson.
Help me! You gotta tell someone
Right.
I don't understand why you wear that on your
You
head.
take your
Like a door.
face off. You look like a face. Get him.
Did you hear?
Oh, you got underwear on your head, man.
You stink. How's it look?
Some people love it, some people hate it. It's a controversial mask, man.
That was actually funny.
It was actually funny, right? We missed a lot of 5 letters. Yeah, but we all know Countdown's one with like 4 and 3 letter words, really.
You think I'm joking?
Don't be mean. I'm just graduate.
Hey, look, the circus is in town. If you wear that
Let's see if I can jump it.
kids are gonna
Whoa! I can! Nice. Alright, let's try and put style into this one. Oh shit. That's number wang! I love that number wang is not just a British thing. Because there's a lot of British people I know who have no fucking idea what I mean when I say number wang. Oh, this should be a nice one. Whoa! Nice. Oh, a little sand run now. Are we going over to the lighthouse, or there's a fun fair in the background?
quicksand and do us all a favor.
Oh, that guy's wanting me to help him, but I got no time for that.
Some of the teachers here can't be bought. Quicksand and do us all a favor.
And all a favor. This is probably an area that I'd my bike. Alright. It is just a British thing, you only know 3 words. Oh, okay, fair, okay. Yeah, and Reddit, I guess, yeah, Reddit helps leak a lot of, like, cultural differences, I guess, in its own way.
How exciting!
Is it this way I have to go now? What's that?
Oh, my little
This
heart
might
is
come in
beating
handy.
so fast.
Getting ready for the 1980s.
Oh, they got some UV stretch in there.
How exciting!
This must be Makeout Point. I'll have to remember that.
Why, hello!
I am getting messages from aliens, actually. Fuck is that noise? Why is that happening right now? Oh, is that a moped noise? God damn, wow. They really nailed the irritating moped noise, right? I can't even get to that star. I wish there was a bigger... Oh, there is a bigger map. Well, I feel silly. Shit. And this whole time, there's actually been a bigger map. Right, okay, so... Where am I? So that's like the school, right? This is the outside world. Oh, we're up... Okay, we're up there. So we do need to go back to that area, and there's like a path we should follow. So I need to go back to like Makeout Point, I think. Big brain move time.
Incredible.
I am the incredible, unstoppable, unbeatable.
Impressive. Most impressive.
It's just like there should be an extra little path here. Maybe...
Nice hat. Getting ready
Oh.
for the 1980s.
Oh. Well, there's a mark here, so it makes me feel like there should be a path, but I can't go like that.
I really love bunnies. They're so nice.
Wow, you're like really pretty.
Oh, Jimmy.
Get 'em. Unstoppable.
I have to go call my mom. Bye.
Oh wait, it's like you wanted to climb that for a bit. Go on, you can... No, no. You got this.
How exciting!
There's only 2 units placed. Get in on the units, guys. Stream Raiders is up and running. Get in on the deal.
Jimmy, I need you
I
to
bet you can better to my swimming record.
Oh, swim around the buoy and back. Alright.
Boys.
typical popper hat.
You alright, nerds?
In poor taste.
Oh, you can actually swim. That's pretty neat. Marching straight into death. Worst thing is, I'm going to send them straight back out regardless, too. Yeah. So maybe I can just swim to my location that I need in a bit. Also, has anybody ever tried swimming in clothes? It's Aggie, man. But he's making record times. Hey, and I get a swimsuit now. Good. I need to show my tartars. Do I, like, pass out if I stay out too late or anything? Woo! Nerd.
Why'd anyone throw this away?
Oh, a G&G card. Nice.
Now that's entertainment.
Goodbye.
They let anyone in here now.
Later. I wonder if Ted wants a prep friend.
It's Gremlins, Grottos and Gremlins, I think is what they call it on this. Not really sure you trust Fizzle leadership enough to commit any of your men. Nah, go for it. You'll be fine. I've told people not to die, so they shouldn't die. If that helps. But nobody does, right? Well, I found my way to the fun fair. Kind of. I don't know how I'm gonna get up there. I need super jump. Is there a super jump button?
Can you handle the skill? Can you feel the excitement? I always tried to be nice to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting game in the world.
Oh, there's actually a,
Skill right here.
there's a collision there, so maybe I can't go in that way. Kyle's good. Kyle will follow me into death anywhere. Kyle was an excellent judge, yeah. I think you're missing out on a real adventure right now, Einen. Yeah. It's a 4-star battle. We don't even need that many units, it's fine. I put my new one out. I put my new legendary thingy out, so we're all good. Oh, I've swum so far and I can't do shit all with this now, can I? Hey, and Miss True you. I probably said that super wrong, but welcome. How you doing? From Brazilian who plays Bully since 2007. Nice. Yeah, I played it like originally on PS2 for a little bit, but I never completed it. So I thought I'd give it a proper go this time. He's swimming super fast, especially with the fact he's got clothes on. Clothes are heavy. I did fall over. Okay, I can't get back up over here. Sweet. No, I never completed it. Yeah, that's it. I'm on chapter 2 at the moment, and I've put on a couple of quality of life mods. No, like proper mods. Wait, is someone gonna pick me up? Hey, and thank you very much for the follow there. Yeah, I never completed it. I didn't own it. My buddy had it, so I'd only play it when I went round to his house. But yeah. Oh wait, the bus stop was back there, wasn't it? But yeah, I know it's going to be great. What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, I'll make a food delivery. Oh shit! Do I get a moped? Nope. Alright. I have a bike, but I haven't actually like activated it.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm delivering you food, my man.
Here you go.
Enjoy. Money, please. Oh, he doesn't actually give me money. Firelight in curfew? Yeah, but I'm working, man. Oh, wait, was that like a car or something in there? Wait, am I gonna get, like, done by 5-0 for being out? Oh, shit. That shirt is just bad. Whee. Cool.
This what you're looking for?
Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
Best part is this outfit won't change by itself. Yeah, so I have to change it in the wardrobe and that. That's great. You're a joke, old man. I'm a skateboard and fry boy. Didn't I come from this way? Hey, and Hat, lovely to see you, dude. And congrats, Hatter, man. Lovely to hear you and Jesse are gonna be tying a knot and shit. Oh shit. Yeah, man, super congrats, dude. Big question is, how are you gonna earn all that money to fly us all out to Canada? And I'm assuming you're gonna have it over Niagara Falls, yeah. Wait, where am I running to again? I'm so lost. I think it's just throwing eggs. That's a little ramp. I'm in the wrong house. Errand oh. So I don't even get paid for that shit? Will I? Oh, can I pick up the pans? Yeah. Oh, what's that? A brick? Whoa! Okay. There's another one over here.
Better collect this.
You should be in bed, kiddo.
Be in bed by 2 AM or you'll pass out on the spot. Oh, shit.
Next, it's the big house.
I take my
Come on,
medication.
you want to get real now? Not sure. Why? Why?
Why? Why is a school bus going around at like 1 AM? Why is Van Gogh driving it? Now no one's driving it. I hope I didn't get in trouble with the hall monitors. Oh no.
You.
What's up,
What is
nerd?
the meaning of this?
It's barely 1:30 in the morning. Lighten up.
There will be consequences.
There won't be. I'm already inside. I was never not inside. Alright, let's have a little sleepy loo. Oh, I didn't save it. I'll save it in the morning.
What is absinthe anyway?
Same rule as Stardew, basically, yeah. Stardew clearly ripped off Billy. Ooh. Bit of chemistry. Nice. Do a little bit of saving. Nice. Yeah. Excuse me. Should we just have him actually dress in a school outfit today? Let's do it. It's been a long time. You can put the hat on as well. There we go.
Why hasn't
Oh,
Mommy called me
bollocks.
yet?
I didn't
No
confirm
wonder
it.
she's mad.
Your mother is mad. She hates you. Yeah. We can actually do a proper day of schooling.
Your days are numbered.
What's your problem?
Your pages are numbered.
Turn your face into the pollution of my face.
Yeah, you bully.
The dirt.
Man, my controller's acting weird.
Like a prophet or psychic or something. You ready to meet your maker?
What? His
You
mum?
are a Woolworth student. The criminal life is not for you.
Who's this geezer?
Check it
What's
out,
new?
fool.
Hey there.
Let's go. Listen,
I've been thinking you better run.
you want to see a shirt? Check this out.
I can't believe anyone likes condiments.
Was he trying to put a kick me sign on me?
You know what? I'm just playing.
Everyone's just wailing on each other here.
Did you realize?
Hey! Hey!
Rascal can't hide from me forever.
Hey, I got a go lesson. Why are you running? Try and get me, old man. You little bitch. Nerd. Nice. Are you doing Windows 10 silent? Yes. Yeah. I'm doing a Windows 10 silent patch. Yeah, so I have... I do have a note set up. So my brother sent it to me. Yeah, so I know on... Weed Killer on this chapter I need to switch back to 30. Balls of Snow in chapter 3. And then the gym is burning and finding Johnny Vincent in chapter 5. I believe, like, I checked on the website as well. I believe they're the only ones that will fuck with the 60 frames per second. But again, cheers for the heads up. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool.
You better not be out here.
Yeah, I think I got most of the stuff in. There was like, again, my brother linked me to the wiki page, like the modded wiki page.
Here we are again. Please get
And
out
that
your
pretty much
space.
was like, make sure you install all of these sort of things. Alright, let's be artistic. Let me just roast on before we get to art class. It's this one, okay. Man. The educational system is so weird in this place. Oh, there's like 3 this time. Oh wait, the hand's good, right? I want to capture the hands, don't I? Freeze. Oh, sick. I don't know how long it lasts. Shit, that long. That's how long it lasts. Whoa. Can I trap them into stuff? Why is that one just on the outside? Ah, shit. I'm at 69% though, that's perfect, right? And that's what I need to be ending on. Oh, it's a face. Oh, it's a donkey! It's getting too quick. I'm gonna try and trap one in. Yeah, cool. It's a weird looking donkey though. A passable donkey. Just turn my fan on so it doesn't become too smirky. Kick it! Kiss a girl and you'll get a 50% health bonus.
That's how it's done.
There was 1 or 2 girls that said I could kiss them now, but no idea who.
I need a
Hey, you.
I really like your outfit. Amazing. Look,
Hey, buddy, dude.
What's a girl got to do to
twisted my
get something
ankle.
from
I
her
got
man?
them just for you.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, friend.
Thanks a
My parents are
bunch,
so
Jimmy.
strict I can only stay out until
Enjoy your
2 a.m. on
chocolate.
Sundays. What jerks? I'm so jacked.
Oh shit, yeah, I can get it on the phone now. Sweet.
Oh yeah. More
Let's get physical. Physical. Oh, they're getting physical.
Have you ever passed out in the shower?
I'll
Take it
remember
easy.
I've never passed out in the shower. I've passed out after getting out of a bath though.
Old school is like,
Hey, need some help?
Heya!
Oh, where'd you dim?
Girls see me like
I'm-
this.
Wow. Did you get a nose job or something?
It would be nice if you
Just
showed
for
your
you.
interest in me by presenting
Get a
me
life,
with
nerd.
gifts
Suck.
of
Get
some
'em.
kind. I can't believe it.
I don't
I haven't
care.
received a gift like this
I'm hoping to be breaking the other person's heart.
I've been thinking about.
You smell real good.
It's just awful. I mean, it's so wrong.
She doesn't look too happy actually. Oh, is this gonna kick off now? Oh wait, is she also one of my interests?
Project.
What's happening here? Did she? Oh, she just punched me in the face!
My drink cough syrup.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It
What an artist. I'm so healthy from kissing.
sure looks nice on you.
You think I'm joking?
Ugh.
Sure hope nobody gives me
Gotta make sure not to get mono though. It's the kissing disease.
Bye
As
now.
is
I wonder
AIDS.
what everyone is talking about.
Hey, what's up? See ya. So long.
Oh, lessons again? I spent so long kissing ladies. I just missed the whole day almost. Say she thinks Oscar Wilde was the sexiest. There's some great stuff in the background on this. Like, I think that shows like the whole like rock stars, like especially their old sense of humor. They used to put so many just funny little bits and you could miss. And no worries, Haz man. That's fucking awesome news, dude.
You know, despite all the jerks in this place, I really
You know, it's good to know that you've both been listening to Beyonce. I mean, if you like it, you put a ring on it.
Dangerous.
That's why butts have butthole rings, you know. Oh, we're about to do sports.
I'm gonna lay your butt out.
Right. I wish so bad this game was translated back in the day. The little me couldn't pass gym wrestling because he didn't understand what hold above the square meant. Oh, really? That's savage. Yeah, fair enough, man. Yeah, see, I bet they had like probably like what, like Portuguese subtitles and type stuff, but yeah, not proper like actual translation to what you need to know. Yeah, I'm very like fortunate, as a lot of us are in this chat, I guess, that a lot of the, well, pretty much every top game beyond like some Japanese ones are like almost exclusively done in English.
All right, you.
And derpy minion monsters, how you doing there, buddy? If people just kiss with their butts instead of their mouths, infection rates would go way down. You know derpy. I like it. Oh shit. Okay, we got a stream battle.
Hopkins, you're with the wimps.
Let me
Everyone to give their best, boys. Their best.
oh, what? Wait, I didn't listen to what we're doing. Right, let me do stream raiders quick, because I'm not sure what we're doing on there. But we got 7 units. Let's go. we're gonna own this shit. Oh, this is gonna be a bloodbath one way or the other. Yep. Well, I'm dead. I'm done. It's all on everyone else now. Oh, it's not going too bad though. Kyle and little Kyle are doing well. Bakura's holding his own. We might just do this. Bakura and Kyle might just save us. Yeah, never in doubt. Never in doubt. Right. Oh shit. One winner gets 200. Well, it's going to Kyle and Bakura. I did put some in the end. I'm going to give Bakura the coin because Bakura's given me quite a lot from stuff, so that seems like a good one. Kyle, you're going to get Centaurian, and then we'll give awards to different people next time. Yeah. Yeah. Back to map. I can't believe we did that. I totally thought we were going to get, like, murdered beyond all levels of hell. But we're setting up another one. I will go with... I mean, the Mystic Warrior looks the coolest, so I suppose we'll just do that one for now. Oh, this one's got a few different people. It's got Flying Fucks, Ground Fucks, and Blue Fucks. Yeah. Okay, getting on it. And in the meantime, we're getting back on Bully. Yeah. And trying to figure out what I'm meant to do. GG easy, right? Is it dodgeball? Oh, it's dodgeball. Alright, defeat your opponents by hitting them with the ball. Dodge, duck, dodge, dodge. No! Shit! I didn't read what the buttons were! I was taking too long to do the dip, dodge, dodge thing. That went well quick. Fuck.
Let's try not to lose this time, guys.
Okay, so I passed it.
You just bumped into me. We'll try to
Oh, that's how you dodge. That's how you change character. What happens now? Does he pass it? Oh. How do I...
Be ready to lose, 'cause I'm ready to win.
Oh, you just got to grab it like that, I guess. Oh, okay. How do I actually...
Why are you even trying?
Oh.
You are going to be left in the dust as usual.
Oh shit, he's out.
I knew you were a loser, but you're stupid too, huh?
I can't... Oh, there we go.
We're gonna win because we're better. A chance. I don't even need to buy
I still don't really know what I'm doing on this.
You don't have a chance in its left.
How did I hit? How the hell did he get him? I can't even remember what catch was. There we go.
Don't make me laugh.
Laser surgery, loser.
I'll show you who's the best.
You are going to be left in the dust as usual.
We're on top. You know, I'm better than you.
You are going to
Is this dodgeball? I've never actually played dodgeball. It's not. We don't really have it in England. Yeah, right in the fucking face. Let's always jump before launching it. Oh, okay.
We're still
Well,
rich.
cool. Oh, there's more rounds anyway, so that's good. Oh, I could hold this. Oh,
You know, I'm better than you.
so catch, dodge, switch.
Who's on top? We're on top. As usual.
Save yourselves the
Oh
humility.
shit, Jimmy, you shit, bruv.
We're gonna win because we're better.
That's a good shout. That seems to be doing effectively.
You know, I'm
Yeah, good stuff. Nice shout.
for the win.
I know, right? Dodgeball would be cool. This is a weird adaptation of it. Okay. Dodgeball always seemed like quite a fun game. It seemed quite brutal as well for school, just launching a ball at other people. But it seemed fun. We did similar stuff in like playgrounds with just footballs, I guess. But
Patrick, call me a twerp.
sure, a twerp, obviously. I'm gonna steal. Stealing's my name. Jimmy's my game.
Boy, do you understand? You want some more, loser?
Do you wanna leave it out? Was it your locker? No. Then oh, nerd slam. Because he's a nerd.
Really funny. So nice.
Sweet like candy. You don't want any of this.
Oops, I didn't mean to try and change my clothes. Oh, that's alright. It saved my life.
One day I want to fight a gorilla.
One day I want to fight a gorilla.
Bust your gut up and watch you bleed.
All over the concrete.
Well, leave it out. Leave it out.
You want me to beat up?
Right, anyway. In my P class, we always had only football and volleyball, thankfully. Oh, see, we never had that. Yeah, we had football, rugby, and then if it was like raining, indoor cricket and stuff. But that became pretty brutal in the end as well. Still his umbrella. Okay. That's a good shout.
You want something from me? Say bye-bye. You're going down. You got mad. Beat him like ready to go real damage.
Why is he being like this? Why you gotta be like this? Why is everyone trying to hurt me right now?
I don't know.
Oh, they're running weirdly.
Let me get a closer look at that. See you after the bomb drops.
You like this, you prick?
Hey.
See, after the bomb drops, what the hell's happening? Okay, so where are those stars? So one, they're both in town. Okay, I'm guessing the H is a bigger like mission thing. I'm figuring it's probably best to try and do like some of the actual town missions and stuff as well before like moving on too much.
Just leave me alone.
Also, I don't know way too many. I was gonna try and get them, but I need to find my bicycle. There is a shop you get your bike from, right? Or is it tied up somewhere?
Why am I so attracted?
Because I bought a bicycle. I bought an all-terrain bike as well. Do I have to pick it up from the shop?
Just please leave me alone.
Oh yeah. Can you punch people? Oh no, it's on the bike, isn't it? You can find your bikes in any of the garages, which is like a random bike garage, like just a random person's garage.
The kids in this town are out of control.
Nerd.
The world is full of scoundrels and lowlifes, and
I guess I can just nick anyone else's bike as well, right? Yeah. I get no respect. No respect. Oh, rad.
This place really hasn't lived
Movie
up to the
tickets.
hype.
Okay.
Hey, Jimmy Hopkins.
Do I know you?
No, I'm Pinky, but I know
Oh,
all
I'm Brain.
about you. Everybody's talking about you.
I don't.
Everybody says that you're mean
Probably
and
don't have
angry
chocolates
and
left. No,
fighting.
I just
Well,
gave them to
Gary said
those
you're
two women
so
to
mad because
watch them
you're
punch me.
Sexually confused.
Yeah, well, Gary talks a lot of crap.
Oh, I know.
Gary does talk a lot of
I
crap.
don't like him. He likes to torture people.
So
Does.
what? He's not gonna torture me.
Well, I'm glad you're not sexually confused.
Fair enough. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I like you, Jimmy Hopkins.
Oh yeah?
Oh
I
yeah.
need you to do something for me.
What a surprise.
I'm last in line, and this movie means everything to me. I'm gonna get terrible seats.
Oh.
Can you please get rid of all these people for me? Please,
I might have some
Jimmy?
big stink
What's
bombs
in
on me.
it for me?
I'm a princess,
Oh.
and I need people to do things for me.
Oh.
So hurry up, because I want to be first.
Can I throw an egg at her?
man.
I'm gonna throw an egg at her.
All right.
Perhaps it's true. Son, I lost a bundle in the stock market.
Because you maybe want to go out sometime?
Goodbye, my friend. I must
Well,
I don't see why Darby doesn't want to ally with the jocks. It'd be a perfect.
at least she doesn't get what she wants.
Believe my many lies, I can tell.
GG. But if this mission was much longer and took place in Bullworth Town, the other way outside school. Oh, I don't think I even know that one. Also, try. I know you haven't really anyway at the moment, but try not to say like any potential spoilers and stuff. But yeah, the map seems a lot bigger than I thought. I can skip this, right? Yeah.
Why do poor people have to be so rude? Is it genetic?
Without using violence.
I would just die of embarrassment heading to my
I swear,
father.
help me, help me, help me, help me.
I didn't use violence. It's purely glass breaking on someone.
Help me, help me, help me,
You
help
are
me.
messing with the wrong chap.
This move
Maybe
from
I
my
can make
dad.
Daddy divorce.
I'm an excellent boxer, you know.
I hear about such.
I used to be an avid reader.
Why doesn't mom divorce the
boy
mom?
is so
Oh, 'cause dad has no money anyway. Lick my shoe. We're the only.
Help me, help me, help me.
That's not violence. Yeah, I'll still divide. But again, try not to tell me what to do, because it's nice to figure out yourself.
Damage my clothes.
But that wasn't violent. Just wait, it stops, right?
Get that badly dressed social media.
Is it just going to carry on from here? Oh, it is. Motherfuckers.
I'm an excellent boxer.
Parents should realize
Mission failed, yeah. I personally think a stink bomb's a perfectly good way.
Take care. We should have another party. I really love.
I think stealing's worse than using a stink bomb.
No one understands how much
You won't
it is.
escape.
It's just not fair.
Oh no, poor Sandra D.
I don't see why something like this should happen.
Why are they all running after her? Go Steve.
I smell free
I've got to work out later.
Am I handsome?
Hey, you. Miss Phillips sure
Are you
has
gonna
nice
get me
feet.
something nice? Last time I drink
Where am I
I might
going
have
right
chocolates.
now? Should I just go to the gym?
I'm a good person. People like
Last
me.
time I drink
I have
cough syrup.
many friends. I am very good at what I do.
Last time I drink cough syrup.
Maybe I don't have chocolates, but it won't let me actually...
I swear she's trying to look.
You cool?
Last time I drink cough syrup.
Screw that noise!
She's trying to look just like me.
Okay, I'm guessing I need to go get some chocolates. There is an X on the map, so I'm guessing that is it. Okay.
Hello, can I help you?
Hello. Fucking Jimmy has $107 pocket change. Such a baller. Let's buy a few chocolates. Let's buy a few flowers. Don't really need soda. Got some eggs.
Thank you for shopping.
Is that all they sell in here? That's crazy.
If it wasn't for him, I'd never stay.
Yeah, and again, try not to tell me what's going to happen at all in the next mission. So if I have to go back to buy something in the next mission, that's perfectly fine.
Every time they block me, my
Last
blood
time I
boils.
drink cough
High blood pressure leads to heart disease.
Hey.
Just wanted to show you I care.
Yeah, cool. No worries, it's all cool. I know you're just obviously passionate.
Seriously.
Oh,
Thank you.
Last time I drink
good girl.
Where am I going right now?
Who might be needing insurance?
Oh, we gonna get it on there.
Take a
Last
guess.
time I drink cough syrup.
I'm gonna
She's trying to look
make love to you
creepy as that.
by the dumpster behind the cinema. There's a rubber band, baby. I got it in your hand, baby.
When I get out of
Pretty sure I'm gonna be pregnant after this.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. I mean it.
I mean, couldn't she do that and then go back to the movie theater anyway?
Look just like me. How creepy is
I
that?
just want to play sports, that's all.
Ah, they were just wanting to see a movie together.
That's
Poor
great, Jimmy.
dudes.
If only you'd been born into my social circle.
Well, I do have a few.
I don't know why there's constantly ping pong ball noises in this game.
Nice girls like nice flowers. Anyway, here's some money. It's the least I could do.
Hey, you're just paying me?
And it's Daddy's own.
If you told me you're gonna pay me, I'd have done it with a bit more gusto.
Come see me sometime. We can work through these class issues we have.
Oh, I'll work through your class issues, all right, sweetie.
Can I at least go to the movie?
I wish I could make my daddy proud.
$15.
I think we can
Get
call that a wrap.
him.
Kids.
3 years as an ace, and now I'm stuck in a trap.
Wait, can I do this one again?
Listen, pal, help a poor just
He just stole my bike! Oh, that's a different one, okay.
I love crabs.
Oh, okay, we'll keep the crabs. I'm going on a carnival day. And we're gonna have some fun. I should keep an eye on what missions I'm doing.
This is how you treat a girl? Well, not me.
What are you talking about?
We had a date, and you are 3 minutes late.
No, we
I
didn't.
never left.
Yes, we did.
No, we really didn't.
We didn't.
But look, I remembered how much you like flowers.
Oh, damn. That wasn't you. That was Darby. Well, he's
You're
late.
seeing Darby
I cannot
too.
believe he's done this to me.
And I brought you these realistic looking
Oh,
flowers.
these are so
in
beautiful.
chip shop paper.
3 minutes.
Which is a newspaper, I
What do you
guess.
think I am, a
Still looks more like a chip shop chip cone, you know?
I hope something important happened, like he's dead, because otherwise
pretty important.
there's no excuse.
Did you say you're waiting for Darby?
Yes, I don't really like him, but he's my cousin and our family wants us to get married. You know, keep up the tradition.
Wait,
Oh.
marry your cousin?
You know,
Yeah.
it used to be brother and sister until it was made illegal. My
Ah.
aunt has 4 thumbs.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm not
I'm starting to think
marrying
that's not a
him now.
necklace,
He's
it's just a
humiliating
deformity.
me.
So, what do you say you and I go out and leave Darby to another cousin?
Great. You know, I'll meet you at the carnival tonight. Jimmy,
I don't know how to
I'm
get
really
into the
starting
carnival.
To like you.
You should. I'm a baller.
I'm an
Come
excellent
on, hero.
boxer, you know.
Walk tall, don't
I'm an
ya?
excellent boxer, you know.
Come on, hero.
I used to be an avid reader.
Walk tall, don't
I
ya?
used to be an avid reader.
Come on, hero.
I used to be an avid reader.
Walk tall, don't ya?
I used to be an avid reader.
Have I shown you the varicose veins on my thighs?
Really need something to dull the pain.
No, he should get some heroin. Oh shit, this is fast. Maybe I can go through here to the thing?
That almost makes me smile.
Oh, I can. This is exactly where I go for the carnival. Okay. Whoa! Oops, shit. So in what chapter did you start? I have no idea. It was because I never like owned it. It was more wherever my mate was, but that we'd play it from kind of thing. But I think most of the time we were just dicking about in the school. I don't remember there being a carnival even. Like I never even saw this.
I work my whole
This is cool though.
to have my dreams
Absolutely,
crushed.
Where is that crazy
This
chick?
looks like a real nice carnival.
Hey, Jimmy. Glad to see you're on time.
I don't trust any of the food or
What are we
rides
waiting
here.
for? Let's go have some fun.
Oh, she got like streaks in her hair. She turning into Rogue.
Take a
You'll win
chance,
me a
kid.
teddy bear, won't you, Jimmy?
Greetings and salutations.
Win tickets by playing the carnival games.
Scared, play the game and you can win.
See you later, baby.
Oh, over here. Over here. Come here, lady. What's this one? Oh, just souvenirs shit.
Hi there.
So anyways, Daddy said
Actually,
we're
we'll come
going
back to
Milan
this.
to shop.
You're going to Milan.
So this is a midlife crisis.
You're a midlife crisis. Okay.
Welcome, welcome. Go right ahead. Show us that you are no wuss.
Get him. Get him.
Miss.
Wait, am I? Oh, I'm meant to be throwing it to. That makes sense. Yeah, she's got to do baseball.
Yeah, boy. Ran out of balls.
I'll do it again. I didn't really get it. Okay. Give me more balls. I want the balls.
You know, that bear isn't gonna win itself.
That bear could win itself. It just doesn't have the motivation.
Welcome. Now, good luck. You're gonna need it.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Steer, Jimmy.
Steer.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
Oh shit. Ah, that was a nerd.
Fire, lose the game.
Oh, come on! Thank you for the quote, Mojo.
Bad luck.
That's alright. I got buku bucks. We're gonna get this. You're wrecked, Kyle!
I don't judge people
Okay,
on
so
their
there's two
clothes,
together there, that's
as
nice.
long as they dress well.
Oh, there's like a golden glove. Oh shit, that's an umpire. Why did I throw at the umpire? God damn American sports.
Time, Jimmy. No, you
That's what I'm blaming. High school is putting people for their balls at a carnival.
presents are always
Mm-hmm. You know.
I always get the best presents.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button to throw it.
I swear she
I missed it. Because I'm too good at throwing. Is there any on the top one? I don't think there is. They're all on the bottom.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
Yeah! First time!
How'd you do that?
There's a temperament should be allowed on the mound. I mean, isn't that the best person to have there, you know? Once you played a Dunkin' Dwarf minigame, he's mad about okay, well we got it, I'm gonna get them all. Don't step to me, don't step to me.
Show your name, what you can do. Study item.
Is that the only game? That isn't the only game, right?
No,
You kid.
I've always been strangely attracted to
What you
the
can
social
do. Step right up.
Oh, okay, over here. Okay, what we gotta do on this one? Tap something, I guess? Swing the mallet as hard as you can.
Feeling really lucky, huh? You have to have a
Boom,
big right hook,
baby.
son.
Boom.
And done.
And you jam.
Milligrams or 300. Ugly piece of dirt, you know that?
Show your
Splish splash.
comical little game. Try it, try it, try it.
What's the matter? You can't do this?
That's
You look
cool,
like
cool,
you
dude.
throw
Oh,
like
shit.
a girl.
I throw like a teenager.
You're supposed to hit the target with the balls, Bob.
I-
Too tricky for
I did hit the target. You're in our own water. Okay,
I said I'd do it.
killing it now. Now we're killing it. Shooting range, let's do this.
Wow, you really bought a ticket.
So shoot gun people and bottles.
It's like you're a bodyguard or something.
Oh shit, I tried to shoot a lady. She started it. Oh, he disappeared. I haven't got him once yet. There we go, now I've got him once.
Ooh, good shot.
Oh, no! Shit, sorry, love.
You're totally like a wild gunfighter or something.
Yeah, they accidentally killed a lot of women in the Wild West, right? Come on, you slutpergs. Right. That's 155 tickets, right?
Hey, I guess it has to happen sometime.
2 tickets, I mean, I'll take it.
Did you ever spend a weekend in London?
Test your skill
Did I ever spend a
right
weekend in
here.
London?
Real great odds.
Yes.
Hello, fellow man.
Yes, I have.
Test your skill right here. Real great odds.
We're not
Have you
insured.
seen a
Test your
celebrity?
skill right here. Real great odds.
I mean, I want to go on rides, but I also want to make sure I get all of the prize stuff done. Is there more down here?
Ride that separates the men from the boys. Right this way.
Go-karts. Freak show.
Come on.
I want to see the freak show, man.
I just want my fare.
Boy, sometimes I have trouble trying what is only
You know, umpires and the horses. Who would have guessed, right?
ride 'em. Show your name what you can do.
I've been looking forward to this.
Nice little Ferris wheel ride. So I think it closes at like 1:30. I think that's what they said. Again, this very much looks like it could break down on us at any moment. We're definitely going to have to go on the roller coaster.
Is anyone gonna
One rotation? Wow. What a waste of money. Stop touching my hand. I want to have fun. Keep up already.
Come on, try my ride, boy.
Boy.
Try.
Kenji Manager is very sad, but he should be. 2005, hold up. No matter what you say and what you do. We do. Oh, I might try and win her a teddy. We. Whoa! 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 I'm done. The excitement's lost for me now. It's back! Whoa! Oh, that's pretty.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's alright. Hold up. Who needs real amusement parks when we can do that, right? What's this about? So they... Ooh, a fun house. Can I go into the fun house? It sounds fun. Could you leave it out? Or is it perpetually this time now? Oh no, I just saw a time change a bit. Well,
This is so exciting. I love when the carnival comes to town.
Why is she speaking in distortion?
Hey, can you lend me some money?
Fair for the E-rape on the final cutscene. That is not a spoiler. It's got right. Okay, I'm assuming that's partly what I just heard. I can buy a teddy. Oh, that's pretty cool. Some incredibly strange. Oh, that's pretty neat. Oh, they're out of stock anyway. What a jip.
Here's your trash. I mean prize.
Wait, where did my lady go?
I believe he scammed me before I scammed him.
Sweet.
Hey.
Just goes
And
to
just
show
like that. Okay, right.
no more.
There you go.
Cool.
Here's a. I don't know what that teddy's made of. I think it's made of caramel.
Thanks for a great date, Jimmy.
Pinky now likes you. Yeah! Rumor has it, well, she told us that she usually gets with her cousins.
Job well done.
Come on, kid. Be a man and play.
Show your date what you can do. Step right up.
Come on,
Bitch.
kid. Be a man and play.
I want to go on some rides still.
Looks like this thing needs repairing.
Oh,
I'm
thanks,
just gonna
Mojo.
collect this.
So she got the teddy and fucked up. What a dick. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Can't believe I paid for that.
Yeah, the roller coaster was the best thing by far. So we've done that ride. Can we go on this? Wasn't there some other
So nervous. I think Galway.
wasn't there another like thing you said you wanted to see me try mini game wise?
Go on a date.
Some infinite smoke. Yeah, just take my time with it.
What do you think you could do
That's
to
just
me?
packet nice.
Boy, you man enough to try?
Kick some booty.
Boy, you man enough to try?
It was Splish Splash.
Take a chance.
Ah, okay, right, okay. Oh, because of the erratic, like, yeah, movement on it. That's cool, yeah.
How did I know the pipe was fixed? Sneaking around at night will only get you in trouble.
You're a moron.
I thought today was gonna be boring. You called me a drunk.
Fight! I thought I'd seen it all.
Kick his butt.
This lot was respectable.
No one cares about hard work no more.
Oh, that was a smackdown.
Take it out. This is
Oh, 5-0, 5-0. Ah, I can't get out.
all right. I need your butt. Someone help me.
If veal is more delicious,
Oh shit, this isn't helping. All right. Okay. Whew. Oh shit, it's 5-0.
I saw that. You're coming with me. You're under arrest. Don't bother with this stuff, kid.
I'm just waiting for my for my school bus. Okay.
You should not have done that.
Done what? Come to school? You'd rather me sleep on the street? You're a terrible prefect.
He's getting away.
Why not deal with that child? That's, you know, throwing shit at the wall. Oh, I did already. We had a big day today. Big day. That was fun. But now the day starts again.
Come on now.
Put 'em on.
embarrassing yourself.
Oh, you like that? Come back.
Try.
Okay. How long we got left on Stream Raiders? Let me double check. 4 minutes. Okay. Make sure to get your troops in, guys, on Stream Raiders. You got 4 minuta.
Please no.
You
keys.
thought you'd be doing something
Yes.
else right now. Stop moving.
Okay, so yeah, all of the missions at the moment are outside based. What's the little trophy about? That's the amusement park, isn't it? So is there another mission back at amusement park again? Yeah, that seems to be. Okay, we'll go back there later.
Look at the
I don't
bits
care
we
if you
go.
call me a snitch,
Hey,
I'm telling.
fair. Your mama hits at her. Suck. I'm so angry.
That's not
Get him, nerd!
You gonna feel the wrath.
Get him, nerd!
I really love bunnies. They're
Come
so
on, you
nice.
Fight, dumbass.
Law always
Get him!
I really love
Fight me,
bunnies.
dillweed.
They're
See,
so
first of all,
nice.
it's twice a blessing.
How are you?
I like you, Jimmy. But
Yeah,
I
when you
probably
made my
shouldn't.
hit list.
You know.
How you
None of
like
us will
that?
be able to get jobs when we leave school.
Wait, is my health's terrible at the moment. Hang on, let me mac out for a
Jimmy,
bit.
that's so nice of you.
You think I'm
Hey,
joking?
Jimmy.
Hope you don't mind.
Hi.
What's going on? Ah! Ah! Ah!
You're so bad.
Oh
I
yeah.
got something.
So if he does it again, do I get more health again? Because I've only got half health at the moment. Does it work twice if I'm the same person? No, I've got
Do you think anyone
no, I've got to mac out of another girl to get my other half of health up.
Me a twerp.
You're a twerp. I know. I know. There's so many cooties. I'll probably try and see the nurse later to try and get a cootie shot.
Okay, people. Class is about to start.
Biology 2.
Good morning, class. Are we all ready to
Today we have to find the
something
butt.
open today?
So last time I dissected a frog, didn't we? Ah. Yeah. Ah. Scuba dooba dooba doo. Yeah. In your hand. On your feet. Scale pole.
Take your time, boy.
Why?
Dissection is an art.
You're an art. It's so cameo and controller.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I'm not racing anyone. Is this a race? That seems the worst way to do Inceptions. Not Inceptions. Y'all know what I'm saying. Spoiler, the rat's alive. Ugh. Poor cricket. Find your beating heart, motherfucker. The music on this game is great. Heart removed. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. See, really, biology is like body geography, and I'm great at geography, as we all know. Get it. Get it. These look way more like tweezers than
That
forceps.
smells great.
Shut up, Kyle. Just because I said it doesn't mean I should be held accountable for it, okay? I thought that's the way the world works now. Oof, killing it. Well, technically it's already dead, but... No, I want it in a dish. Testes! Ah, poor buddy, he's already dead. Making it worse for him. Poor little cricket. Although I suppose you wouldn't want cricket reproducing, would you? Oh shit, am I running out of time? You really want to spend like a good amount of time on the testes, but they just rush you.
Rather well.
Done.
You have a steady hand.
Yeah, right. That's what they always say.
It was easy.
How's Matt headgear? Oh, nice.
Jimmy
Have you
Hopkins
ever,
delivers.
you know, been in love?
Perhaps. After my
I've
party.
worn gloves. Similar, right?
According to some, the jocks use a growth hormone.
You're gonna get some of this.
Get him.
Russell shirt.
Okay, we have a Stream Raiders battle ready, so let's go do that, and then we will come back to the game. So, Let's see. We've got 13 troops down this time. Watch us actually fail now. We've got more troops. Okay, I feel good about this. Let's rock and roll.
Remember today, little
And a mighty baby! Nerd! How you doing today, dude? Tis lovely to see you. You're about to witness, I think, a massacre of horrible levels. Okay, Carl's got a good amount of kills here. Carl's been going hard on the kills. Oh look, he's Solana's a little baby version of me. Oh. Okay, GG. So, this time I'm gonna give it to... Well, as far as I'm aware, the only person in chat is Kyle, so he gets that again. Nice. And I'm doing splendid, cheers dude. We've managed to survive 2 of these battles, although I don't think we deserved 2 at all. But we're going for this one, it's an easy one, so... Put your favourites out for a little dance. I'm gonna go with the archer. Senor Archer. Okay. Let me just check what we got here. Oh, I can unlock the barbarian. Let's go for it. Danka. Danka. And then we're good. Okay. So, get your troops in, guys. You have got 29 minutes on this one. Yeah. And we'll get back to the game.
great jokes. Oh, now you in real trouble.
I didn't know about that.
Jerk.
I'm so telling on
Are
you.
you asking me on a
What's up, man?
date? How does this state find you?
Teachers just
Please,
don't pay enough
Dr.
attention
Livingston,
to kids, you know.
Hello,
I
fellow
don't
student.
understand why the world can't live up
She
to
did
my
it.
standards.
I need to go give the evidence.
Student.
Please,
Don't
she
be
asked me
stupid.
that.
Hello,
Of
fellow
course I'm the
student.
center.
Hello,
So
fellow
glad I
student.
saw you today.
Hello, fellow student.
Hey,
Hello,
look at
fellow
me,
student.
I have
No,
to go
I'll be your
practice.
friend.
Bye.
Just don't do
Who
anything
cares if I
mean.
can't get it right the first time? She didn't know what she was doing. That's it.
Huh? Thief.
Bye.
Hi.
Stop following me!
Never.
Oh, actually,
Some people will find you, but don't kill you.
let's do a badass skate trick down the stairs here. The kids will go nuts for it, watch.
So long, friend.
Oh, I didn't mean to do it like that, but whoa! Whoa!
Tonight.
Radical.
Bye.
Oh shit, wrong button. Oi. Get nerded.
Call me a twerp. I've got archives to search. Farewell, Jim. Hello.
I'm just waiting for the next lessons to start.
Do you know how useless you are?
Just look down. Don't make eye
I'm
contact with
clearly
anyone.
going
What
places.
if I start a rumor?
Where you going?
I like you, Jimmy, but I probably
wonder
shouldn't.
girls
You know.
ever like me.
Hurry up, classes are starting. Yo,
Why am
get
I
to
so
class.
attracted to bears?
Music, okay.
Now then, is everyone here?
She's the coolest
Excellent.
teacher.
Let's
Look at her
proceed.
jacket, jumper, shawl. I don't know what you to call it really. Alright, let's bang these drums. Oh, maracas this time. Oh, I'm ready to maraca rise. Oh god, they sound awful. My maracas are on form, but it's bad. Needs practice, man. I think some of them could do with going back to maracas too. On this, the first one I was just banging two. Oh no, it was cowbells, wasn't it? Sorry, the first time. Now I've moved on to maracas. I'm wondering if I'll get to like a proper instrument at some point.
Hey, you.
Okay, now it's
I really
post-school
like your
time, hey?
outfit.
Perhaps
Thanks.
a strong showing in the history bowl will win me a scholarship.
Did they figure out that actually undercover cop plus teenage drinking arguments like real crime?
Really need to
Whoa!
Hey! Why'd she leave me? Why? Have you ever, like, been really judgmental?
Okay.
Hi. Hello, fellow student. Hi.
So, what's the red star about? Let's go see the red star, I guess.
It's like crazy.
think I can leave this way.
Greetings, friend.
Oh, did I ever personally learn? No, like, I mean, I can do very basic, like, rhythms on drums, but I never did. Like, I actually did want to learn drums, but, like, my mom was just like, no fucking way are you having a drum kit in the house. Like, just no. So yeah. But I can keep, like, a very, very basic beat, but, nah, I can't really play drums. I wouldn't say, like, I could. I can program drum machines and make pretty good, some drum loops from those, but... And yeah, how you doing, dude? Like how you can ride a skateboard in school, right? Like, everybody's dream, right? Anyone who's ever skateboarded has always at least wanted to do it. Oh, it's like a boxing gym.
He's got his eye on me. I'm a little worried. You're gonna regret this.
Hopkins, you don't belong here. Get out.
Look at that ridiculous
Boxing
fight.
Challenger 1, alright.
My fighting expertise is lethal.
I swear she's trying to
Look at those flame shorts, yo.
How creepy is that?
We want blood.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
Johnson.
How creepy is that?
I've got a lot of money to bet
dude's-
on this.
I
How am
swear
I-
she's trying to
Give
look
it to
just
him.
like
Come on.
me. How creepy is that?
Knock him
Ah,
unconscious.
shit.
Come on. Make
Why
him
don't you
bleed.
guys break it up?
I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
dude's doing me.
Against Hopkins after this
I
fight.
swear she's trying to look just like me.
I've got a lot of money to bet on this. Hopkins, you're such a whip.
I swear she's trying
That's
to
it. That's it. Now we got him. We got him now. Oh boy, you just entered the ring with Rocky, motherfucker. Adrian!
Look at that ridiculous fighting. I could do so much better, you know?
Yeah,
She's trying to
bitch.
look just like me.
Wait, time's up. I had him. I had him. That's
Swear
bullshit.
she's trying to look just
I've
like
got a
me.
lot of money to bet
Let's
on
go,
this.
nerd.
I've got a lot of money to bet on
We
this.
want blood. There's another
I've got a lot of money to bet on this. This is a rotten
Swear she's trying to look just like me.
Just getting straight on the attack here. No blocking, no dodging. You dead.
Look at that ridiculous fighting. His left eye.
Knockout.
Trying to look just like me.
Give it to him.
On the rope show. You've earned extra punch damage. Yeah.
I swear she's trying to look just like
Adrian!
No sweat. Sometimes I don't think I'm interested.
Can I just
in
stack
girls,
these?
you
Yeah,
know?
let's do it.
Only a wuss like you would care about that. Greasers try to act
To be the best
because
bully,
they know
we
they
need to
don't
know the
have
best
a
fight
future.
moves.
I swear she's trying to look just
But I
like me.
can't look away.
Creepy
I've
is
got a
that?
lot of money to bet on this.
Fight!
I swear she's trying to look
Look at
just
that
like me.
ridiculous fighting.
Creepy is that?
Barbarians.
I swear she's trying to
Okay,
look
so...
just
Oh, no, okay.
creepy is that? Oh, don't worry.
Look at that ridiculous
I
fighting.
swear she's trying to look
I've got
just
a lot
like
of money to bet on this.
Creepy is that?
That's the best you can do.
That's it, let's get you in the corner, you bitch. I like how whilst you fight them, their like face gets a bit bloodier and they get like black eyes and shit.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
I got him on the ropes. I got him in the corner, man. His coach should be helping him here. Oh shit! I didn't actually knock him out.
That ridiculous fighting.
Give it to him.
Oh, that was after the bell. That was low, Jimmy. That was low.
Just like me.
I didn't actually get. That was silly. Because basically, I'm using the right trigger to punch, but I think using X to punch is gonna be the best idea. Because holding right trigger apparently doesn't give you the final knockout. You have to use X.
Got a lot of money to bet on this. I've got a lot of money
Swear
to
she's
bet on
trying
this.
to look just like me. Creepy is that?
You.
We want blood.
I swear
You've
she's
earned
trying
extra
to
punch
look
damage.
just like
Nice.
me.
Uh.
Creepy is that?
Oh man, these bullies are gonna be out cold, yo.
Just like me.
We'll just keep going.
Knocked out.
Keep going until we get knocked out, I guess. That's probably what we want to do, right?
Losers a rotten egg.
Your mum's a rotten egg. Get him.
She's trying to look just like me.
Why are we fighting though, buddy? We used to be friends. Do you remember back on the school days?
Uncivilized. But I can't
I swear she's trying to look just like me. Creepy is that?
uncivilized.
This dude's defense is awful. There we go.
She's trying to look just like me.
So put your jukes up, bro.
We want blood.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
Come on.
I like how there's no stamina.
We want blood. We want blood.
Swear she's
Oh,
trying
he's
to
getting some good hits in. Oh shit.
We want blood.
swear she's trying to look just like me.
We want blood.
Losers a rotten egg. But I can't look away. I still losers a rotten egg. I've got a lot of
Okay.
money to bet on
This guy's putting up a bit more of a fight. Well, we got Peter Parker.
to bet
Poor Peter Parker. We want drugs.
She's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
Did a little dodge to throw him off his game.
I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
What do you mean? I'm killing it.
Just like me.
We want blood. Come on.
Yeah. They call me second round Jimmy.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
We want blood.
Are they allowed to bet? They're only students.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
Come on.
Give it to me, baby.
Blood.
We want gloves.
Look at that ridiculous fighting.
We haven't even started fighting yet. And they said, look at this ridiculous fighting.
Give it to him. Come on.
She's trying to look just like me.
And they just called you a rotten egg, dude. Oh, that was in my
I
face.
swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing. We want blood.
He's giving it a bit better, you know.
Ridiculous
I swear
fighting.
she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that? I
Shit.
swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
Come
I
on.
swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
Move like a bee, sting like a bee.
Okay, okay.
I swear she's trying to look just like
Ring that motherfucking bell. Let's do this.
Move like a bee, sting like a bee.
I swear she's trying to look just
Ooh,
like
look at this. Look at this swaying. Look at the swaying. Come on, bro. What are you gonna do?
Sting like a
Yeah, you sting like a bitch. That's what you do.
just like
Ow, that stung.
creepy is that?
Give it to him. Come on.
His defenses are down. He's on the ropes.
Just like me. How creepy is that?
Give it to him. Come on.
the best you can do. Move like a bee, sting like a bee. Move like a bee, sting
I
like
swear she's trying to
a
look
bee.
just like me. How creepy is
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Move like a bee, sting like a bee.
That's the best
I swear she's trying to look just like
ridiculous fighting.
How creepy is that?
That's the best you can do. Uncivilized. That's the best.
Oh, we got a good hit in there at the end. Well, we got him down to the red.
Just like me.
Uncivilized.
Bryce Dallas Howard is going down, son.
Sting like a bee.
Doobadoo, 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 doobadoo.
The boozer's a rotten egg. Move like a bee, sting like a bee. The boozer's a rotten egg.
Look at that
The
ridiculous
boozer's a
fighting.
rotten egg.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
He's starting to look like the Joker with his bruises. Oh shit.
It's a wonder Hopkins is still standing.
Ridiculous.
It's a wonder
She's
Hopkins
trying to
is
look
still
just like
standing.
me.
Oh shit.
Give it to him. Come on.
It's a wonder Hopkins is still
I
standing.
swear she's trying to look just like me.
We want blood.
Yeah.
Give it to him. Come on.
Had a lot more movement on that one though. They're starting to get their game up. Finish him.
I swear
I'm hoping when we get to the end of this, they like. Oh, maybe that was the end of it because it's just random challenger time now. We'll give a random challenger a go, but that was probably the end of it. I was hoping at the end we'd get some like really cool new like power, like I don't know, an extra like punch type to do against bullies, you know. Chad.
I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that? I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
That's the best.
I've got a lot of money to bet
I
on
swear
this.
she's trying to look just like me.
We want blood.
They want blood, yo. We gotta give them blood, but I don't want to give them mine. I only have a limited supply.
We want
The
blood.
boozer's a rotten egg. I've got a lot of
Oh.
money to bet on this. I've got a lot of money to bet on this.
I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
It's a wonder Hopkins is still
swear she's
standing.
I know. I've been going fight after fight. No one can take me. This ain't even my first fight today.
That ridiculous fighting.
I swear she's trying to look
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Whoa. That was a good few after the bell. That was low. That was low. I'm gonna start doing some kidney shots now, and it's his own fault. Ow, that was my kidney.
I swear she's trying to look just like me. How creepy is that?
Oh, I keep ducking at the wrong point.
We want blood.
I swear she's trying to
We want blood.
Ridiculous
We want
fighting.
blood.
I swear she's trying to look just like me.
That ridiculous
Cool.
fighting.
It's a wonder Hopkins is
Boozer's a
still
rotten
standing.
egg.
Okay, one more swing, baby.
That ridiculous fighting.
It's a
I
wonder
swear she's trying
Hopkins
to look
is still
just like
standing.
me. How
Get him. Okay, so it's just gonna be $20. Okay. Okay, I feel like we've done quite a good evening of boxing.
On the greasers. You
What's up
expect
here,
me to
though?
feel pity for you?
Nothing.
Hey, Dad.
I would just
I
die
don't
of
speak to the
embarrassment.
hell.
This whole school is just like a giant version of my dad.
This isn't a school, buddy.
Like a butterfly sting. I'm sorry.
Are you using that?
Get it.
Come to Papa. Hey, let's talk this out, man to man.
Let's talk this out, man to man. Whoa. Oh shit! I thought we'd given up. The skate goofy for a while. At least they never Mongo push on this. Let me just double check. Yeah, we never Mongo push. Good. Do I have to pay to get in again, or can I just break in? Oh, come on, I can't just... God damn it.
Your skill right here. Real great odds.
Show you what you can do. Step right up.
Small offences. Alright, quite desperate for a piss, so...
Degrading, patronizing.
We'll do this and then I'll take a quick break.
Crap. Die.
Hey, lady, you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Look at
What's
this.
wrong?
It's just a garden gnome.
No, it's not. It's an insult. It's a joke. It's demeaning. I mean, I'll happily have kids laugh at me or have grown men ask me to do bizarre things to them, but I will
Money,
not
at least.
have this. This is so degrading.
Is
You
there
want me to
something I
smash
can
up
do
your
to help?
gnomes?
Smash them. Smash them all.
Okay.
All Bullwoodville's full of them. Please, I'll even pay you. Just
Oh, okay.
Make it stop hurting.
Aw.
I'm good. That's all.
Look for gnomes and destroy them for brandy. Is that just generally then, I'm guessing?
Mandy's actually pretty nice.
Okay.
Once you get to know her.
Okay, so I assume they're just like everywhere because I'm not in an active mission right now.
Best ride all aboard.
Come on, kid.
Oh yeah, what's the trophy about?
Your trousers are kind of flattering.
Don't get hurt now.
Trousers are kind of flattering. She's looking at my peen. Go-karts, hey? Okay, I'm actually going to take a quick piss now because I am